our most respected Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan-ji, my friends and colleagues from Tamil Nadu BJP, Shri Narayan Tirupati-ji, Arjuna Murthy-ji, and most importantly, the students here. Ellarkum vanakkam, namaskaram. English பேச முடியாது, so I'll speak, Tamil பேச முடியாது, so I'll speak in English if that's okay with you. So please try and understand as much as you can. This topic, one nation, one election, and Dr. Tamilisai ji spoke quite articulately about it. But this topic, if it is important to anybody in India, it is important to the younger generation and students of India. This is not a topic that is very relevant to me, people with grey hair, the older generations, but it is extremely important to your future and the future of India that you will be citizens in, that you will be working in, and you will be building your careers in. Over the last many years, I have had an opportunity to work with our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And you know, we all know, how in the last 10 years our India has transformed. And I say with great responsibility to you today, especially the students, that you are the youngest generation in the history of India to have so many opportunities, and therefore I say you are the luckiest generation in independent India. We are living at a time when India you are living in India which same India 10 years ago 99% of the mobile phones that were used in India were imported. Imported from China, imported from America, imported from Korea, imported from Japan. And today, thanks to Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, 100% of mobile phones are made in India. This is the India in which you are studying, and this is the India in which you are going to grow out of college and start working and building your future. For 75 years or 70 years, your parents, my parents, we grew up in an India that was called poor country, developing country, fragile five. Many ways to describe India, but all the time it was good country, but. The same India today is the top 5 economy, and our Prime Minister in the last 10 years has made this country now come to a stage where for you when you are adults and when you are entering the job market, our country can become a modern republic and a Vikasit Bharat. How many of you here today, if you can understand my English, want to live in a developed country, developed India? Put up your hand. For many years, because we all wanted to live in a developed country, enjoy the developed facilities, your parents, your uncles, your relatives, we used to go to America, we used to go abroad, study here, go abroad, and look for jobs. That is changing. This India is going to become a Vikasit Bharat, a modern republic, and a developed country in your lifetime. And it is in that context that I want to talk to you about one nation, one election. Why is one nation, one election important to you? Dr. Tamilisai ji mentioned how in the past it was like that. That elections would be held once in 5 years and voters, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, in the one election would vote for their MLA, would vote for their MP, would choose their Prime Minister, would choose their Chief Minister. But somehow in the middle from the 70s, that changed. And there are elections to choose the Chief Minister separately, the elections to choose the Prime Minister separately. Elections to choose the MP separately, the election to choose the MLA separately. What is the impact of that? The impact of that is that you have elections that are happening many, many times in 5 years. And the consequences of elections are expenses. Whose expenses? It is your money, taxpayer money that is being used for elections. It is not somebody else's money. Money that can go for building roads, money that can go for building colleges, money that can go for building hospitals, that is being used for elections. So therefore, I want to make 3 points for you to understand why this is important for you. Number one is economic. If you have one nation, one election, the country saves money. The savings that the country has in terms of money saved goes for your development, for better infrastructure, for developing the country. Today, as we speak, how many of you know Elon Musk? Elon Musk in the US government, President Trump has made him in charge of how to save money in government. And our government, our Prime Minister is saying, one best way to save money for you, for future generations, is one nation, one election. Now, sometimes some people will come and say, no, what is the problem? We will borrow some money. There is no money saving. We'll borrow money and build roads. We will not reduce building roads. We will not reduce building hospitals. But remember, any state government or any government that borrows money means that it is your generation that has to repay it. Loans by any government mean taxes for you in the future. Therefore, it is important that the present, when you are a student, the government does the most to save money and invest in your future rather than create liabilities for your future. The second point is speed of development. India has been independent for 75, 76 years, since 1947. But you know, we know, everybody knows in this country and in the world that India's development for the first 65 years was like a slow car, slow mail train. For the last 10 years, the development has been like an express bullet train. Now, if you are a young Indian, you are a student, do you want fast development or you want slow development? Now, multiple elections, repeated elections means development slows down. So one nation, one election means the speed of development will also be faster. That to get to where we have to get to, which is Vikasit Bharat, developed India, developed Tamil Nadu, we can reach there faster in your generation when you are adult rather than you waiting for your children like we have done for the last so many years. So the first point I made is economic, money saved that will be invested for your future. The second point I made is that one nation, one election means faster development. Third point, let me tell you. Voting and elections are the heart of democracy. India is the world's biggest democracy. India is an example and an inspiration to the world for our democracy. Yet, some elections our turnout is 67, 70%. Some elections our turnout is 45%. Having one election every 5 years means every citizen, every voter will understand the importance of his or her vote and will have an incentive to come out. And all the studies have shown today in countries that have one election and one nation, voter turnout is very high. So the third benefit for you and your generation is that voter turnout and democratic participation will go up. And let me tell you the fourth and final point. We have one nation. We agree we are one nation? We have one nation, we have one flag, we have one constitution, we have one cricket team, we have one hockey team, we have one national anthem, we have one national animal, we have one national song. And therefore, we should have one election. One nation, one election unites the country. Just like one nation, one cricket team unites cricket fans. One nation, one flag unites India. One nation, one constitution means one law for everybody in India. So I have presented to you, you are the future of India. I have presented to you why you must find it in your hearts and your minds to support one nation, one election. Because this one nation, one election impacts your future and impacts the future of India that you will be adults in. I hope I have made myself clear. I did not want to make a long speech. I wanted to make these 4 points. I wanted to make this point to you that we are today citizens of a republic, a modern republic, a republic that in the last 10 years has transformed from fragile 5 to top 5. And in the next 2 years, we will be the top 3 economies of the world. And we should be proud citizens of a proud country that is a proud developed country. And that country deserves one nation, one election. Thank you. Romba nandri. Namaskaram. Vanakkam.